everyone. Today we are going to make this beautiful fairy crown to go with our fairy dress. I hope that you'll come and join me. So the things that we are going to need. So I went just down to our local shop and they have all sorts of bits and pieces for craft and things which are very, very cheap. It's called Chaplain's, and most of the stuff I bought was £1. I'll tell you if it wasn't. I bought these green leaves and they've got a pack, and these are, what are the ones which got 3 leaves? It's not a maple, it's something else, isn't it? But they were mixed with the oak leaves, and I'm only going to use the oak leaves to do this. And you had quite a selection of oak leaves, green, light green and dark green. So that was that one. These were the same and they were the £1. And I got 3 packs. I got 1 pack of purple and 2 packs of pink, like that. And I got this long piece of wire, and it's got pearls and that on it. And I've tried to find everything online, and I have put it all online. So it will be underneath this video. There will be a description box, and in there it's like a grey box. It will say show more. If you press that, it will show you all the things that I've used for this. But what I would do if I was you is look around to make sure that, see if you can get it cheaper, because obviously there are going to be places which sell this cheaper than what I could find it online. So I got that one. I only paid £2.49 for this, so the one which I got online is much more expensive. And then I've got this, it's like a fabric, hopefully you can see it, and it's got leaves on it, and as you can see I only paid £1 for that one, okay, and it's just got craft ribbon on it. Alright, so I did put a link on there to one which I found on eBay, but it was a coloured one, so you have to sort of look to see if you can find just a green one. So that's those. And then in my stash at home I just had some paper flowers which I've picked through, and I'll put a link to where you can get the paper flowers if I can find one. The other thing I did buy, which I'm not sure whether I'm going to put in, it all depends, that's what my granddaughter chose. I'm going to have to see whether it'll actually go with it. And then I've got a needle and thread because I'm going to stitch my leaves on to my crown. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to cut this metal one, and you can use your pliers or you can get metal snips which just snip things through. So what I'm going to do is use my old scissors. If you've got a pair of old scissors you might find this works for you. There you go. Right, I'm going to put that to one side, that piece. I'm making 2, and this is the size that I actually wanted it because I measured it to her head. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some tape around this piece, but what I want to do, because it's quite sharp, is fold the whole thing under and out of the way so that none of that sharpness goes onto the child. Just making sure everything is going in there and it's staying in there nice and tight. There, so make sure that goes in there, and then put your fingers on it and make sure there's nothing sticking out. You don't want anything to stick into your child's head. Okay, and then we're going to bring this piece around here, and we're going to start wrapping that over it like so. And there's a nice long piece which was on the very end. I'm going to wrap that as well all the way up to there, and then I'm going to get a couple of pieces of duct tape and we're going to pop that around the end, and that's where we'll put the ribbon. There you go. So you could use sellotape if you wanted to, but I'm just going to use a piece of duct tape in there. And that was the size of my child's head, the youngest one, and that was 20 inches. Okay, so we're going to have it so that these beads come up, but what you can do is move your beads along a bit so you've got beads coming up all the way around like that, so that it's not all together. You're sort of like getting an ice sort of ice queen fairy type look with the beads all coming up like this. I can move that one back a bit. There we go. Okay, so you've got them coming up, and then that one's coming up there, say. And you just space them out so that they're coming out around. And go around another time. There you go, that one's coming up there, and that one's coming there, and then we'll move this one here back a little bit. There we are. So that you're sort of getting a nice spaced out crown with them all sort of sticking up, and they all sit up beautifully. And this one can come this way a little bit. And this one can come this way a little bit. There we are. To have it like that. So just go around and just check everywhere that there are no wires anywhere. They're poking out. We don't want anybody getting stabbed by a wire. No, that's okay. Right, okay, so we've got our needle and thread. And the next thing we're going to do is stitch on our leaves. I tried putting them on with the wire, but then I found that every time you just pulled it, it just came out. So I'm just going to thread through my needle and thread like that, and then I'm going to pop it. I've put a knot on the bottom, I'm going to pop it back in so it just pulls in and it holds itself like that, and then I'm just going to do a couple of stitches in it. Try not to stab yourself. And it's going through the wire really easily, but you could just wrap it straight around the wire. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a leaf on. Make sure you don't get the little bits caught up. Alright, so I'm just going to sort of run them along, and I'm going to do that all the way around, catching all the bits of the leaf. So the easiest way I found to do it is just to lay it down on the thing like this, and then pop your leaf in like that, and then you're not getting so tangled up with the sewing bits. Run it across to where you want it to be. I'm just flipping it through those pieces of wire, and you can see all the bits. You're not getting all that tangled up all the time, because I was just getting massively tangled. And then you can just sort of push it through there, like so. Not getting all tangled up. Just keep going like that. Just when you go to that, put that front piece in, just make sure that you're not getting tangled on the front, which I've done now. How did I manage that? 3 times round. Okay, there we go. And come back through, and then just lay it down. And I found that that was the easiest way to do it. You can just get it right through, and it just goes through it nice and easy. Don't get tangled up with your leaf, and then pop the next one on, and just keep going around like that. Okay. So I've got it all stitched on, and I just knotted it at the very end. So go around now and make sure that they're all sitting on the front and your beads are coming up behind them, like so. Okay, that one's coming that way. That one's going around and on. And don't worry about stitches if you've got some stitches showing. It won't matter in the slightest. Now, I only just had enough of the green, light green, to go around. I have this many dark green left. So if you're doing a bigger crown, you might need to order 2 packs. Or the other thing you could do, because you don't need to see all of it, you could either have like one of those and one of those going around, or you could just cut a leaf shape out like that, because you're sewing it in behind anyway. So you could cut the light one over the top of that one, because you've got lots and lots of those left in the pack. So I'm just going to put those out of the way. So I've got those all set up now, and now I'm going to put on my roses, the bigger ones out of the 2 first. I'm just going to go around. I'm not going to put them too close together, and I'm just going to put a pink one and then a purple one. Let's just see how, if I lay them out, how I can sort of lay them out. So one there, So that has left me with 4 purple. So if you want to do 2, how many have you used? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to use 5. So if you want to do 2, you could either space them more apart, or you need to get 2 packs of the purple and 2 packs of the pink to do 2. Okay, so that sort of thing, that's not too bad now. So wiggle them around so that you're getting a nice sort of thing. And whilst it's on the floor there, just pick up the wire and just pop it just over so that you know roughly where you want them to go, like that. Wrong wire. There we are. So I want them evenly spaced. And then you can check once you've got around whether you think that sort of is laying okay and the spacing is about right. And then move them around if you think that you need to. There we go, that looks okay. So, really sorry, but something went wrong with the video. So I'd got it to the point where I've stitched all of the leaves onto the wire. So I've just put that in, and then I'm just going to work now on the flowers. So I've taken my flower and I've taken the end here and I've just pushed it right in like that. Okay, and I've got this little piece of floral tape here. I'm just going to pull a piece off and pull it. It's sort of stretchy, and I'm going to wind the end around this bottom piece here, because what I want is, I don't want that piece of wire sticking in the child's head. So you don't have to do this, you can just use the sellotape if you'd prefer. I'm just going to pull that off there, and I've had my Florist wire for years, Florist tape for years. It seems to just go on and on. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to wind that around the bottom, so that's all wound around there like that. Okay, so there's my lovely rose, and I'm just going to come back in. I'm going to take it and I'm going to place it onto the wire, and I'm just going to wrap it like that around there, and then I'm going to come around that side and wrap it around there just a few times, and then I'm going to take that end and I'm just going to push that end there down in behind like that. And I did that to all the flowers going around there. Got a little Facebook group which shows it. So this, I don't know if I said this, this hair piece here, what was that, pink one, purple one? Blue. This hairpiece here goes with the magic wand that you have here, and it's got the beautiful fairy dress and there's a free pattern for that, and I'll put the link up here hopefully now. And there's going to be some fairy wings, there's a doll's dress, there's an embellishment to go onto the dress, and we're just making a little ensemble of pretty things for a little girl this month, so that's looking great. And I'll try and see if I can put in a sneak peek of our next dress in here. I've just been designing it now, and it's going to be a dress for spring, and it's going to be really pretty. So here it is, just like that. So you could just leave it like that and it's really beautiful. It looks really cute. Or you can add some bits, some extra bits in. So I'm going to put a few of these in, which I've got here. I'm just going to do exactly the same as we did with the roses. Pop them in, wind it around a couple of times, and then fold that end piece back out of the way. Okay, and I want it to go so that it's actually sat. So when you fold it in, you need it to come right into the edge. Just pull that in a bit further. That's it. In there. Okay. And then fold that wire back out of the way. And just fold that back in, out the way behind all the other stuff. And that should stay in nicely. Just fold it behind that flower. Get that in there nicely. So do I like it or not? Let's see. Yeah, I think I do. I think I like that. So I'm going to put that, I'm not going to put that on everyone, I'm just going to put it randomly around. So here I just came in and I tied 2 knots and left 2 long pieces of ribbon hanging like that. Just like that, coming down the back there. I thought that looked quite pretty. And then I just took my little butterfly here and I'm just going to pop a piece of ribbon across the centre of him so that we can tie him on. Just going to pop it in there, 1, 2, like that. Just make sure my ribbon is about the same length on the ends. I didn't use the leaf ribbon to do this because it's not that strong, and I was worried that, and the leaves tangle up. So what you might like to do is just make sure you've got that satin side on the top. That's it there. Okay, so that's all that you're going to see of that. All right, and I'm going to just take this, I'm going to tie that and just literally tie it straight into there like that. Okay, so take one across the top. Make sure you don't get any of those bits of metal beady things coming up in it. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to do a double knot. There you go. That is it. There you are. Okay. Pull all your beads up. Go around and make sure there is no bits of wire sticking out anywhere. And you should have a beautiful fairy crown. Like that. So I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. There we are. So it's really pretty. So this is it from the back. I really like the way that it's laying. It's sat really beautiful. You can sort of pull the wiry bits around so that it sits a little bit, you know, so they're standing up a little bit and that sort of thing, and it just looks really sweet on her head. Okay, so I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. You could add more ribbons if you wanted to, and you can add more flowers or whatever you would like, really, but it does look really sweet on her head. Okay, I'm going to show you the front, and this is it from the front. Looks really sweet. I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. I hope that you enjoyed watching it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and share. It would be really great for others to see this video. And if you would love to subscribe, we're going to be making some really lovely things in the next few weeks. I'm going to be trying to post every Friday if I can. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Goodbye.